Imagine a single accidental discovery that went on to save over 500 million lives. What if I told you that this breakthrough wasn't just about finding something new, but about what happened next? The real magic wasn't in discovering penicillin, but in what humanity did with it afterward. This isn't just a story about science, it's a powerful lesson about how invention alone isn't enough. Implementation is what truly changes the world. Back in 1928, Alexander Fleming returned from a vacation to his laboratory, noticing something strange. A mysterious mold had landed on one of his bacterial dishes and wiped out the colony. This unexpected visitor, penicillium mold, became the birthplace of penicillin, the world's first true antibiotic. It felt almost like divine intervention, a random miracle that would revolutionize medicine forever. But this is only the beginning. Now, fast forward 13 years to 1942, despite the initial excitement, penicillin had barely been used on humans. Only a handful of patients had been treated, and most did not survive. The challenge wasn't discovery anymore, it was scaling. Scientists struggled to grow enough penicillin to test it properly, stuck in a bottleneck that threatened to render this miracle drug useless. The promising breakthrough was on the brink of fading into obscurity. But then, something remarkable happened. As World War II raged on, the United States launched a massive scientific coordination effort called the Office of Scientific Research and Development, OSRD. This government program was designed to harness the full power of innovation for the war effort. From this sprang the Manhattan Project, but also something just as crucial, scaling penicillin production. Within 3 years, OSRD's breakthroughs meant that penicillin could be produced at an industrial scale. The death rate from bacterial infections among Allied soldiers plummeted by a staggering 18-fold. Penicillin wasn't just a scientific marvel anymore, it became a life-saving force, turning the tide of medicine and war alike. This was the ultimate example of how implementation transforms invention into impact. This story holds a lesson we often forget. We celebrate the flash of genius, the eureka moment, but too often we overlook the grueling, unseen work of turning ideas into reality. Invention gets you from 0 to 1, but implementation takes you from 1 to 1 billion. And it's implementation that saves lives, builds economies, and changes societies. Looking at American history, I worry we've lost this habit of implementation. We invented the elevator, but we struggled to build affordable apartment buildings. We invented nuclear power, but stopped building plants. We created solar cells, yet the manufacturing leadership shifted overseas. The transistor came from America, but today, the most advanced semiconductors are produced in Taiwan. This pattern is no coincidence. It's a warning that invention without follow-through is an opportunity lost. Yet amid this, there is a shining beacon, Operation Warp Speed. Launched under Donald Trump's administration in 2020, this massive government effort accelerated the development of mRNA COVID vaccines at an unprecedented pace. Like OSRD's penicillin project, it was a masterclass in implementation. A tiny scientific idea, a synthetic RNA sequence, was rapidly scaled into billions of vaccine doses delivered worldwide, saving millions of lives. Operation Warp Speed cleverly combined push funding, direct subsidies to pharmaceutical companies, with pull incentives guaranteeing massive purchases regardless of who won the race to the vaccine finish line. This created a race that encouraged innovation, investment, and speed. The government even secured production logistics, from specialized vials made by Corning to nationwide distribution networks. And most importantly, the vaccine was delivered free to the American people, removing barriers between invention and impact. But here's the twist. Today, we barely talk about Operation Warp Speed. Political divides have turned this triumph into a forgotten chapter, overshadowed by controversy and misinformation. Imagine landing a man on the moon and then pretending the Apollo program never happened. This is the kind of collective amnesia we face. We need to remember and replicate this model of bold, government-led implementation. What if we had Operation Warp Speeds for cancer drugs, addiction treatments, or heart disease? What if we put the same urgency behind tackling dementia, obesity, or climate change solutions? Take cement, for example, a vital building material that emits enormous amounts of carbon dioxide. If cement were its own country, it would rank as the 7th largest polluter on Earth. How amazing would it be if we had a government-driven program to invent clean, carbon-neutral cement, saving the planet while building our future? Artificial intelligence is another frontier begging for an Operation Warp Speed. AI's potential is immense, from revolutionizing drug discovery to transforming entire industries. But AI requires huge amounts of electricity, often sourced from fossil fuels. Without clean energy to power it, AI could accelerate climate destruction. Where are the massive, coordinated efforts to build modular nuclear power, enhanced geothermal energy, or fusion reactors? We have the lessons, we have the tools. What we need is the will. The lesson from penicillin and Operation Warp Speed is clear. Invention is just the start. True progress demands coordinated, relentless implementation on a massive scale. It means governments stepping up, industries collaborating, and society committing resources with a singular focus on solving our biggest challenges. Without this, brilliant ideas risk fading into the background, trapped in labs or lost in political noise. We stand at a crossroads. The technology to change the world is at our fingertips. The choice is whether we replicate the success of penicillin and COVID vaccines or resign ourselves to incremental progress and missed opportunities. This story is not just history, it's a blueprint for the future. If we harness the power of implementation, we can save millions more lives, heal our planet, and build a better tomorrow. The question is, will we?